So let's actually do this in a parallel track here. You started being public. You step into the journey of being public about 7 years ago. I mean, that's the earliest YouTube video that I found of you.
Yeah.
And you're still doing it very actively today. Can you share with us a little bit about this journey of being prominent? And I want to make it, people who are listening to this, listen from the place of what does it take to be public, to be a thought leader, to really stand out, to lead. So if you can share with us your journey of being prominent, that would be really great.
Yeah, so I've been writing for maybe 20 years, like since the early days of the internet, blogging and stuff like that, and then video about 7 years ago. And early on, most of what I wrote was to be seen. So like I was writing with the intent, like the need to be seen. So all my writing was like, how do I grab someone's attention and make them look at me and notice me and find me valuable, all of that stuff. So pretty egoic. And that was tedious, I think, for everyone on some level. It's not that what I wrote didn't entertain or provide value. Like it wasn't bereft of value. It's just that first and foremost, the primary cause, like the primary reason to do any of that was look at me. And so we feel that on some level. When people are reading, we've all had that where you read a post written by someone and you're like, this post was written to sell your course. Like you're writing something, but that's still what I'm feeling. And so that's the energy I'm interacting with primarily. And what started to happen, actually what had to happen was I had to surrender any thought about having people like me. It's not that I was like, then I'm just going to say hateful stuff, but more like I had to let go. I had to die that ego death, I guess we'll call it, of what if people never pay attention to what I write? And what if I never am a thought leader or anything like that? Now what? Do I still want to write? And so from that place, I could start to write my own truth. And as I learned to be more fully expressed as a man just in his life, my writing also started to reflect that. And so I think if someone were to follow along, that's the biggest thing they would notice is like less the energy of look at me, like me, find me valuable, and more just Adam being expressed as Adam, and not doing it, I'm a truth teller, so I don't care what I say, right? Because that's just the other end of the spectrum. There's not really much growth there, but more, hey, I want to provide value, but first and foremost, that my commitment is that I'm expressing what's real for me. And that's really made a difference because when times are tough and when I post a video and no one likes it, or I still have an ego, so when no one shares my post or anything, I can still keep writing because the deeper commitment is just to be in the practice of expressing my art into the world as purely as I can.